Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Our sponsor Blue Guardian is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Cool. Alrighty, we're good to go. So we had a bit in. Oh, this has sort of moved up while we've been chatting. Oh no, wait, that's replayed. No, it's not. It is where prices moved up from. Cool. All right, we had a bit of news as well overnight. We had Aussie cash rates came in, and we had Bank of Japan. They moved. They did it. They've gone to positive 0.1. It hasn't really had any effect though. So I think what people are concerned, I need to look more exactly into what they said in their press conference. Looks like that only just finished not long ago. But I think earlier reports were, even though they did move and increase their policy, was that they were still basically maintaining all their policies that they were doing before. It's just now they're willing to let the inflation increase a little bit more. So yeah, I have to really go into their press conference, but their statement came in pretty underwhelming, that they thought even though they raised interest rates, there's really a 0.2% of a difference, and they still are holding a lot of things that they think are going to make sure that yen stays quite weak. So they didn't really move that much. So we'll see. We'll see how the US interpret that. But right now, US yen was pretty underwhelming. It was pretty bullish. So what I thought this would do as well, and this is what I'm assuming is going to happen when Powell actually does cut the US interest rates, is that it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news effect. So when like the same as the more speculation that we have with US interest rates, that whilst they're talking about cutting, and it's just the timing of when they actually are going to cut, I can imagine to see that the stock market is going to grind up higher and higher and higher, sort of counterintuitively. And then when they actually do cut the interest rates, there's going to be so many people willing to buy this, thinking that the stock markets are going to, when they finally cut rates, that market will just go boom. I think when they actually do cut the rates, it's going to be the opposite effect. I think we're going to have a buy the rumor, sell the news effect, and then it can go up. There'll be so much liquidity pushing price up from retail side that it's going to be just too enticing for institutional to push down, sweep all those people willing to buy, take their liquidity before then pushing up. So that's my plan, hey, for when they do in the few months, the next few months, is to actually look to sell the rate cut, not buy the rate cut initially. But we've got plenty of time to talk about that when we get closer to the date. Now, what other news do we have? We've got the Fed speakers they've gone into hiding to do their little meeting today, and they'll release the results tomorrow. So we're not going to have any surprise Fed speakers. I don't think we've got any ECB speakers scheduled, but we never know when they pop up like mushrooms as well. And we've got ZU, the economic sentiment, but that's not till 10 o'clock. And sometimes that's a red data folder. But today it's only yellow. Let me check Financial Juice. Financial Juice has it as red. So this can move. This is a sentiment survey. So I don't really think sentiment surveys have any particular directional bias. It's not like if we get good numbers, it goes up, or bad numbers, it goes down. It's just we can get volatility at that time, but it's not really neither here or there directional based on previous results. It's just a good excuse to have volatility at that time. Hey, Peter. Okay, so other than that, I think the main theme was yen news and Aussie news, and they both came in fairly underwhelming for their respective currencies. Aussie just plummeted, and Aussie plummeted. So I'm sure there'll be some nice little moves to sell down into this area, because no doubt that whatever was happening and there were sellers pushing price down, they're looking to offload to where their buyers sitting, and there's probably buyers lurking underneath here for sure. So if you're in this move, great. I know there's some Aussie traders. And then we've got the yen, and that was also underwhelming. So we're seeing yen push up. Nice little reaction where it just reacted at. Asian session pushed up, and you can see on the 4-hour chart, lovely little high here to expect reactions from. That's a nice little move. But our focus is going to be right now on the German. Okay, so probably long, say. I don't think I can deny where we're at. So I like how yesterday we got that. Eventually, my target for yesterday during the stream was for price to push down under Asian into like these lows of New York, and then into this like pink zone to look for these buys. We'll look for a buy, but it didn't come until New York session. London sort of just took the low of Asian, went back up, took the high of Asian, so just rattled around in this liquidity area. And then it was New York that pushed price down into this pink zone, and then gave like a nice 50 pip reaction from that pink zone. Then it just consolidated. It wasn't until Asian session was able to push down into the next zone, the next Asian low, this blue area. And then we've got this liquidity candle right here that we've bounced off of. And now price is pushing back up. So no doubt we're getting reactions. We're getting reactions from the last swing high, because we know that anyone that was looking at taking sells and see this is a swing high, this is a good place to put their stop loss. So price is now taking it. So Do I think we're overall bullish? Yes, I still think we're overall bullish. So I think there's a good chance. We've got New York high just here as well. Hey Tom, you're welcome back. Are we going to stay in this range? If so, then I'm looking for a reaction. If so, I'm looking for this just to be a reaction to take out the this area. I'm looking for this just to be a reaction where buy orders have been triggered. So now they're just pushing price down, and they want to take price down to some other area of liquidity. So I wouldn't mind seeing to look for buyers from around here somewhere to keep on pushing up. And hopefully we can close above these wicks and we can push up into this clean candle, and we can probably push back up towards like 17,970. So maybe this could be a nice little 50 pip move, something like that. So that initially, right now, this would be my plan. Something like that. Yeah. For gold is, yeah. So gold, let's see how I predicted you were going to type that, Paul. I was ready, waiting to go to gold. Gold, I'm not really sure, actually, because yesterday I was pretty keen on this gold buy to push back up and I only took it for like 30 pips, and I wish I held it longer because it went up like another almost 70 pips. But I think I'm just looking for the same thing for gold. I'm looking for price to sort of respect these areas. Yeah, I wonder if gold can just hold here as a support, as a natural support. And I'll look for gold to sort of bounce off 21.52 again and then push up to 21.60. The real move is FOMC tomorrow. What's that, Dave? This one. That's what makes a market, is to have different ideas. So there is pressure on gold to the upside. That's for sure. You got multiple pressures, so restricting price, but we could easily see price, just keep on making lower highs. It's more like what idea makes sense for this specific session, or in these scalp sessions, is what idea makes sense for the next 2 hours. And that's why, we can have a day that's completely bearish, like bearish and bearish and bearish. Like this, we've got London Open coming up in a minute and a half, 90 seconds. But you can have this Asian session, 110 pips to the downside, then London, 80 pips to the downside, and then we get CPI that comes out, and it gets a huge move, 310 pips to the downside. Now, the idea for this would be, it makes sense for sells, but what happens when price is in this area? For the next 30 minutes, does it make sense to be looking for sells or buys if we're here? And that's what it's like. We can have different ideas, ultimately. It's just what idea makes sense for, ultimately, what's the next candle going to do? And we've got to take where price is. So the things that are pushing price to downside is US inflation risk. It is gold being overtaken by Bitcoin craze and Bitcoin hype. So that is also a lot of people that do want to hedge their risk, and there will be a big battle between. I think Bitcoin flows actually overtook gold spot flows. So there's a lot of, and because gold doesn't pay a yield as well, so there's actually a lot of downward pressure on gold. However, there is a lot of upward pressure on gold because it is an inflation risk, a hedge, and you've got central banks buying gold as well. We've got the threat of, some days you get the threat of US dollar weakening, which would be good for gold prices as well. But there's a real, it's kind of like creating this like pennant flag kind of thing, that we've had this big rally in gold, and now we're getting like this little flag formation, but it could even be like a bit of a sort of pennant. Now, is this a fake out, or is this a structural break, and we're just going to keep on doing this for a bit longer? Either way, I'm assuming that there's a good chance that if we take New York low and we start seeing some bullish price action, that we'll have a move that can push up at least 50 pips, and just do that. And it doesn't actually change anything overall, fundamentally, long-term, short-term, anything. All right, German shopping. Yeah, we're just in London Open now. So yeah, I would like to see price push up to the little pink line, but I'm not convinced that this is the low of the session just yet. All right, let's go to German. But yeah, tomorrow's the big news. Tomorrow's going to be very, very good. Okay. So opened, no top wick, pushing down. That means no top wick means that's not the high of the London session. So London's going to push up higher, no doubt. We just don't want to catch a falling knife, because London could push all the way down to here before going up. But that looks pretty good zone. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just miss it. I saw someone pull the trigger. Was someone taking buys from that low there? No one wants to admit. Yeah. Say that again. On the 3. 5. Oh, Asian session. So this one and this one. Let me put you a little indie on. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Support. Sorry, resistance now. Hopefully support. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Come on. Come on. Drive a little bit lower. Don't go up just yet. Don't take the high. I want it to leave that high intact so that we can target that. Oh, Johan, sorry, I missed your question. Retracement idea in German 40, like a place. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's comments here as well. Oh, geez. Saw these other comments on the channel. Should I ban that guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 times he told me that he can't hear me. And then other people saying that he can. Yeah, I got to owe that guy $50 for doing an analysis, and then yeah. Hey Jesbo, how are you, mate? Morning. TK, what's Blue Guardian like? I've actually been I was having a lot of trouble with it previously when they were using 8cap as a broker, because German Ford is my favorite to trade in the London Open, and the spread was like 3.2, and it was bloody difficult. It just did my head in. Traded with 3.2 spread when my personal broker was 0.9. And they recently, in the last few weeks, they've changed from 8cap to another one, and it's been awesome. It's been really, really good. So I've been really, really impressed with the spreads. Nice and low. It's fast. Gold spreads low. NAS is low. It just makes a difference mentally, I think, trading, knowing that when you get an entry, because sometimes in these morning scalp sessions, is a lot, like I'm happy just to take like 10, 20 pips and then secure and then move stops to break even, and let it go, or just capitalize a little bit on a little move, knowing that I can make a little bit of profit, just get away from the daily opening balance, get a little bit of profit for the day. But when it was 3.2, I'd enter, and I seen there was a lag as well. I always, when I took profit, it never was the profit where I tried to get out at. And I don't think it was Blue Guardian's fault. I think I experienced that with another broker that was using 8cap. I think 8cap was just very, very poor. So because I'd take like a 15 pip trade for like a scalp session, but it would only end up being like 7 pips profit, because it never quite gave me the entry that I wanted. And then it was 3 pips I paid spread basically on each side where I wasn't quite getting out. So I was getting, I don't want to blame that, but it did, it made me uncomfortable to take certain positions. But they've cleared that up, this new broker so far, touch wood. Really, really happy with it. Do I have any entry signals for gold to sell or buy? Not yet, mate. Not yet. Dan, full of words, to play the Magic Wand, trading view. Don't know what you're saying. Jesbo, managed one trade yesterday. Entry 18,005, TP at 17,977. Okay, we're getting close to this area here. 1805. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's the same. Is that the same one that that I took yesterday? Roughly, like taking these highs of Euro high and around this Asian high, took it down. That was nice. Cool. Alrighty. So I'm obviously not entering impulsively on this candle, but it's coming down to an area that I quite like. Till about 10 a.m. close 11. Oh, beauty. Yeah, that's nice. So it was the move after. So I got in on this one, took profit here. It pushed down another 10 pips, then came up, took the high, and then dropped. So you got in on the second sweep. Very good. Sarah, you're in a NAS sales from last night. Cool. Yeah, I had a sell in on NAS, and towards the end of yesterday, uh, we had to go buy some baby stuff, and we went into Primark, um, and I put on I had a trade, and when you go into like in these stores, there's no reception whatsoever. So I was I when I walked out, it was literally around these candles, which had just dropped straight through. Okay, getting dangerously close to a buy zone now. Does 200 EMA trading work? I'm sure everything works. Everything works and everything doesn't work. It's just people probably don't put enough time in to make anything work before going to another thing. So I'm going to bring up multiple charts. Let's keep an eye on the bigger picture. So 30 minutes down the bottom right. Sorry, bottom left. 15 minutes top left. 5 minutes top right. 3 minutes is bottom right. No, I'm not getting in just yet. Just waiting for it to see if it can push. There's no doubt that this is a bit of a zone. Well, I'd actually like to see if whilst the candles are still making lower highs and lower lows, I wouldn't mind actually seeing it take the bottom of this and then push up to see if it takes this liquidity. That Jim had. And yeah, did you point that? Jim pointed that out as well, didn't he? And you pointed that out? Mm-hmm. And can you do a chart analysis, Bank Nifty? Nah. It's actually not easy just to bring up a chart and do analysis. It takes time to look at the levels and just get in sync with it. Once you've got zones and levels, it's easy to just make little adjustments day to day and know the numbers. Because because I watch German every day, there are going to be numbers that I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that a week and a half ago, or this time that we had issues around this number, or saw something like this. Because I trade the levels, when I go and pick a completely new pair that I haven't looked at, I just don't have that same familiarity. So I can't do it in 5 minutes. And I'm here as well, actually trying to take a trade. So this is my working period. Is there FVG? I don't really pay attention to it too much. All that ICT stuff, the guy annoys me. Golders. What are we at? 21.53. Okay, first 15 minutes has come to a close. Looking like a pretty healthy wick. Not partake. I always say ICT everything around place. Thought it was a platform. No, ICT's a guy, Michael Hardis something. He's a bit of a weird dude. And like his followers are fanatics. It's like a cult. Inner circle trader. Yeah, it is. And if you're in the inner circle, everyone else outside of that circle obviously just doesn't know anything. So they literally attack. Or they'll say that you stole his concepts and whatever. And oh my God. I see Lost Robin's Cup again. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. All I know is that if it was so good and it's so technical, then why can't you just code it and just everyone be good? Why do most ICT traders have a very poor win rate? You've got good risk reward, but you have very poor win rate. Is my strategy pure support resistance? More liquidity. Like looking to see where price, where orders align. So fundamentals, love zones. It's not necessarily support resistance. It's more actually thinking about where would there be orders and where would price like to manipulate it. So far, so good. So far, the plan working out. Come down, tapped into the zone. Correctly, that's not the high of London session when it opens with no wick. Note that your 95% rule is that each London session should have a top wick and a bottom wick. A top wick and a bottom wick. So if London opened like it did and it's got no top wick, then that's not the London high. Oh, for good God. So I've taken London low now, but the London, like, see how this is kind of like a straight line up? I don't really see this as a swing. I see this as more clean candles. Yeah, that's right. The risk reward is what makes it. So that's what it's not for me. I don't want to put a trade on knowing I've got a 30% chance of winning. I'll just be hesitant to put trades on if I thought I'm most likely going to lose this. But that's what I mean. Like it's just not for me. I know it's not for me. I'm not going to poo-poo it. But it's not for me. Now, the lower it goes, I'd be keen to take it back up to 2160. But I don't want to buy into something like this just yet. I'd rather buy I'd rather wait for a reaction candle around here. Or even even lower. Like if it's not getting a reaction candle from this 2146, then we've got a New York high over here, which lines up with this New York 50%. So bang on. And then also we've got a little swing low here as well, and liquidity candle. So yeah, I like that level. So it's great if you're in the cells for sure. Just hope it keeps on dropping. But because I'm not in these cells for gold, I'm not going to jump into cells, but I'm not going to jump into buys yet either. So, but if price does push down, say it drops like another 80 pips, and then gold is running at 160 pips for the London session. That's a big London session. So I think you're closer to a bit of a pullback or bounce from that stage. And for me, then I think that would be the most logical trade that makes sense at that time. If gold has dropped 160 pips and I've got an area that I know there's liquidity sitting here that I can anticipate, that even if I get like a 40 pip trade, I'd be really happy with that. Like just a bounce. So I'll target and see if we can maybe get into some buys to get a little scalp from 21.45. Failing that, around 21.41. See if there's... Yeah, it's a good drop. Because this could entice a lot of sellers jumping into this. Like just piling in. Looking for more sells, like chase traders. We're getting because there's a lot more news now, interest rates going around, and tomorrow with the FOMC, we could be getting like positioning taking place. So when there is no news like what we had yesterday, there was nothing really. Those kind of days are easier just to trade like these previous swing highs, swing lows. But when there is news and fundamental backdrops, need to be a little bit more careful. So we'll be a lot more certain on direction, most likely after FOMC. But for now as well, like it could just be waiting for price, being quite patient, looking for where there's like a real clear. At the moment, I thought this is the only real clear zone was from this little area for price to push back because it opened a no top wick to push back up. Like to see what price does if it sort of hesitates and follows this little bit, and then if we break in above, then we can look to trade it up like another 25 pips out of this. Sonny, what time do I use for Asian range? It's from daily open, so that is like 5 p.m. Eastern. So UK time for me, it's 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. UK time. So 2 hours before London Open. Okay. Thanks, DAX. Ty, it's that would be because of leverage, because you get 20-to-1 leverage with commodities. So it's probably just the lot sizes, because you've got to maintain at least 50% margin. So just double check the lot sizes. Gold's vicious. If that's why it's not letting you open up a trade. Morning, IP. There's 15 minutes. If it closes above, it's looking really good. I had an alert set for the beginning of that run, and it's just blasted. Oh, nice. I missed it though, damn it. Can we close above? Open the door to keep on pushing bullish. The 15 minutes looking impressive. Just try close above here. Like it to push up, little reaction, drop back down. Then you can scale into that going up. Just be careful that there should be a, like, don't take a breakout from above here, because no doubt it will. This is a good area to the left. A very logical area, these swing highs, that there's liquidity sitting here. So there will be like a little bit of repositioning. I know we've got clean candles here to the left. It'll be annoying if it does just pop up, but the probability is that we pull down a little bit and then look to go back up. Can't look at gold. There's gold. Yep. Looked at it. Now there's German again. Because gold did drop down, dropped really significantly in that one push down, hit that little zone that was to the left. So we're having like a little rebound. We probably push down deeper into like that, hopefully the 2145 zone. So if it pulls back up to, like, I'm keeping an eye on price. If it does pull back into like 2153 zone, gives me like little liquidity candles, like little candles with wicks that break the previous candle's top wick, but closes underneath the high, then I might take that back down because price is pushed down, made a low, come back up, create a rejection, retest that low, maybe drop further, 21.40 that. So I'll just keep, because I know the levels, so I'm just looking at the price. I don't need to keep an eye on the chart. Okay. If we get a little reaction here, I'm anticipating this to happen. So we've got the bounce from this area. Let's just move this. Oh, it's closing too strong. I'm hoping up to, yeah. So I'm looking for, it's up to you if you want to be a bit risky on this one, if you want to do a little sell to buy move now, or just wait for the buy move. But I reckon you can get a sell down 20 pips into a buy. So far, so good. No, I missed it. I've taken the sell though. The sell into the buy. Okay, it's up 10 pips now. Because it's against my, I'm going to secure at 10. And I want to see if it can push a little bit deeper into that buy. But I'm cautious of it, just retesting the top of this zone to go back up. Oh, you can hear my baby in the background. Yeah, she's cute as. She's my signal provider. Come on, drop a little bit deeper. Top of this. See, I couldn't I wouldn't be comfortable doing this on the previous when it was running with the 8-cap broker, because it's impossible for me to take 10 pips. But now it's possible because the spread right now I've got is 0.3. Crazy, absolutely crazy. It shows where I took the sell. It was on that when this clean candle was pushing up on the 1 minutes. These candles, because I know that this whole area, I'd be super surprised if price. It's not as clear on the 5 and the 15. I'd be super surprised if price was able to break above that wick and then break above this swing high without having some sort of little pullback. I'd be super surprised if it was just clean with no pullback. So when this 30-minute candle was coming to a close, after it came to a close, you see the first candle. This is the first candle of the new 30-minute candle. Nice push up. Okay, just drove up like. Why's my ruler not working? Okay, there we go. This one pushed up like 10 pips. Now you're basically, that means the 30-minute candle has opened with no bottom wick and just pushing up. And most times 30-minute candles will have like a wick to the downside and wick to the upside. So when that pushed up, breaking above into that area, I know I would have used to have thought I was going to miss the move or jump to buyers there and then have to sit through drawdown. So this is where I thought it would make more sense for price to break the high and then pull back. So my actual entry, the number was 56.70, which was 56.70. 56. Right here. 56.70. As I was pushing up, as I was coming down, so I said you could take a sell. You could take a sell into a buy if you want. So driving down, it's going to stop me out. So that was the. Hopefully it could push down a little bit more into a better buy, and then all it will look like is a 30-minute candles. I'm just hoping that this 30-minute candle has a bit of a deeper wick, like this. This is what I'm visualizing, and then can push up eventually up to here, but with a wick. Does that make sense? ICT just uses different names to stuff that's been around for a long time. 100%. Same as me as well. It's not like I'm actually teaching anything new. It's just the way that I might explain different terms. If people don't understand what I'm saying, I might use a term that other people that's been popularized. But nothing's new. Nothing's new. There's no holy grail. It's just different little names. But maybe also there's a bit of an understanding of different concepts. And I know that, who are the market players in here? Not everyone in this market is actually looking to make money, if that makes sense. Sometimes that can be a weird concept to take in. But you've got people that are there to make money, but then you've also got other market participants that are just got to go about their daily business, buying and selling things and mergers, acquisitions, that there's just a sudden demand. So they're not there to make actual money. It's just all of a sudden there's a demand for something. And then there are other people, players like banks, that will have to go to the biggest market, one of the biggest marketplaces in the world, the currency market, and raise income. And how do they do that? How do they just raise income or raise profits? If they know that there's a bunch of buyers waiting to take a breakout up here, and there's more buyers here, they can push up, take those buyers, and then push price down to where there's more people to buy, and they'll make that. But it's not easy as well. Trends certainly like it's it's beyond me how to like project too far and to like work out where at a point, because there's so many different variables it can do once it gets to a certain level. So it's impossible to actually think of every scenario. It's just about watching price long enough, and like now price had pushed up here all the way up like 40, 45 odd pips, got to a level that I, pretty confident that there's going to be a reaction at this point. So by watching and sitting here, doing my due diligence, is that, okay, the little move that made sense now was that there would be a bit of a pullback here. And it was only a small pullback, but it was still a pullback. That's, I can see something, I can see like that move ahead, but I can't see like 2, 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. So it's a bit of a shame that I was able to take that little sell, secure at that little thing, but I would have loved it to have kept on going down, 2 tape buys. It didn't do it. So, was anyone confident to take a buy from the top here? I wasn't confident to take a buy from up here. You did? Nice one. This one here. Yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. Like I don't mind on days like this. Like I loaded up for PPI and CPI last week. Like I felt the fundamentals gave me a real easy directional bias, so I was able to use that. And then Monday, Tuesday, when there hasn't been as much news in this week, I'm happy just to look for like small little moves. So not every day. You can't come into every single day expecting the same sort of market conditions. It's just so hard to do. I definitely know I'm not good enough to do that. So through, I thought you only went to that. Okay, Adelaide just took 32 pips. Wasn't ultimate entry. We're happy with that. Nice one, Adelaide. That's good. Really good. Eric, what's my outlook on gold? Overall bullish, but I understand there's a lot of pressures right now. There's a lot of pressures pushing price down. Because we are so highly valued, 2150. For hour only has a 2 pip top wick. You mean this 4 hour from yesterday? Okay, so it certainly looks like there are, it's not really like huge volume, but we can definitely see that there are buyers in this market. So if there are buyers in the market, they've got to be targeting the area that they can offload those buys. So where's that going to be? It's going to be resistance. So I'd say that we shouldn't break this current structure until we at least get to New York high or this area. I'd say we just continue sort of making our way slowly and surely up to this area. Probably going to hit a little bit of turbulence when we get into like these areas as well. I'll be keen to keep on looking for these buys for another 23 pips. Don't really see any signs of rejection just yet. Just looks like it's just keep on going up. NAS pushed. Oof, look at that. Boom. Nice. Use that liquidity. Use that liquidity to fund that move up. Beautiful. 70 pips. We're looking at the wrong pair. Okay. So gold as well, having done something like this, I'd be pretty keen for it to keep driving down. And people that jumped into sells, came back up, jumped into sells again, price pushing down, created a swing high. This could be the area. This could be the area, or even this could be the area where price, if we're seeing rejections from here again, then it could use that liquidity, that buy liquidity that's sitting around here, to push price down a little bit lower if they haven't got their fill already. So gold could, if we see rejection signs, wicks that look like this above here, candles like that, then that could be another sign for price to do something like that. So I want to see price push up into this like 21.52, 53 area down. It's created a bit of a, like this is a bit of a problem. These two candles. And the other problem is that gold doesn't move like 90 pips in the session for London is pretty big. Like you can see, they don't often get that much bigger before they run into problems. Just seems to be like that's kind of like a limit for volume. You can see there's 80 pips in this session, 70 pips this session, 100 pips here, 70 pips here, 80 pips here, 70 pips, 50 pips, 70 pips, 110 pips. So moving down 90 pips in the session often is getting close to the limit of a London session before you need the New York volume to finish the job. So it could just maybe stall here now for a while, but I wouldn't mind giving it a shot because I do think that there's more room to be had down towards 2150. Sorry, 2145. So I reckon we could, maybe it's worth a risk. if we get a rejection candle to target the lows again. Nice. Is anyone holding these buys still? All out. Let's have a look at this. Hesitated, missed entries. So bought, closed out, bought, managed risk, bought. Holy, close all out. Cool. Good that you went like switch and bias, which is good. And was that your horizontal, the 1970, Tom? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost hit like, let's just follow this plan. The initial plan was like this, wasn't it? It was just like push down to the area, get into this little zone, hesitate a little bit, and then push up into the zone. Okay. Now gold just popped. So waiting for a candle now, like this one, this one, this one, this one, something like this or this or this. Just looking for this around this area to see if we can retest these lows. Otherwise, because it is yesterday's Asian session. This little bit here. I don't want to risk too much on something like this without confirmation. NAS is pushing top right now. Yeah, NAS is on fire. How do you scale into a trade? If you've got a clear target in mind and it's here and you've entered, say you entered here or entered here and you're confident it's going to keep on going up, you just buy more. Like if you entered here and you scaled in and you bought like once we were closing above here and had the little pullback done and you're pushing up again and you added more position, then your average price, assuming it's the same lot size, would be like here. You add in more weight to it. Then if you add it here again, maybe you put your dollar cost averaging into this and it's pushing your price, your average price. So like if you do get a pullback, you're at more risk of a break even, but you are also capitalizing on any buys that you do get right. But you are adding the risk that if it does pull back, it puts you in an uncomfortable position. If you had a really good buy position running, and now all of a sudden it's back to break even, and you got a lot of weight on this, it could be, it's a hard skill to do, but it can be extremely profitable. Just got a reverse chip on gold. Probably close a little early. Nice to get something. Cool tie. That's good. Just plan moves. That's the thing. It's like always plan a trade. Just got to try to get that motion out of trading. Alan, there's an NVIDIA AI conference that's bullish on NAS. Yeah, like overall I'm bullish because I was reading that even Apple stocks and Google stocks, they're in like a little partnership. So you saw yesterday's move. yesterday Apple just went nuts. So opened here, gapped up, and then reading stock charts is messy because you'd be like, you'd say this is like a bearish candle, but it's this is where the last daily candle closed, and this is where this next daily candle closed. So like it's still closed higher, but it had like a massive pump day. And if we look at Google as well, I don't got Alphabet on here, but Google were integrating some AI technology, Gemini, I think, of Google's into the Apple iPhones, new phones. And then there's a few other stocks. Tesla had a good pump. Meta was pretty bullish yesterday. So there's a lot of fundamental drivers like pricing, earnings, expectations for the tech sector to be quite bullish. Yes, yesterday. Okay, so Goldilocks. What's my view on NAS? NAS, I think, keep grinding higher. I'm hoping that these rate cuts. See Adelaide. I'm hoping that these rate cuts keep on getting pushed down the line a little bit. Like at the moment, the most likely rate cut for the Fed is June, and we'll get more information tomorrow once they have their press conference and give a bit of forward guidance. But inflation data's been sticky, so I'm actually hoping that this June cut even gets priced out, and they go to the July cut, and then what happens is that overall, I think NAS just keeps on grinding higher. So still think it's got a bit more to go, and then when they actually do cut, everyone will be looking for buys on NAS, but I think it'll do the opposite. But I'd like to see it just like it'll be bumpy getting up there. So I don't think I don't think the second quarter of next year is going to be all that easy for bullishness, but I think it will overall grind higher slowly. But it'll still, I don't think we'll get like parabolic like we got basically December and January and most of February. Okay, so we're getting, where's the 4-minute candle? So still no rejection wicks. So I don't think it's time to sell it just yet. It's probably got more room to go up. So look for it to maybe react from around this area. We'll see. Okay, got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for 9. So I've got a bit more time on my channel. YouTube, Trading Nut channel. I'm gonna take off though at 9. I'm gonna close that stream and I'll just continue on my channel and with my group a bit longer. So if you want to keep on watching, I'll just put the channel down here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But it's HaydosFx on YouTube. Okay. Here you can hear the background music and the others chatting as well. But Trading Nut channel it ends at 9 o'clock, 9 UK time. So down here in 30 seconds. All right. If I see you, I'll see you there. If I don't see you, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. My YouTube channel, stay on there because we've still got another 15, 20 minutes to try hunt these sells on gold if they come in. Cool. All right. Trading Nut stream. Take care. Good luck.